You're all set.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Spawn 300. Yes, Spawn 300. Damn B. Okay, Spawn 300. Um, we're gonna. This is the only book we're talking about today. We're gonna talk a little bit about each story and how I think they could finish Image United. If they ever do. And my experience with Spawn. You all are always asking me, why don't you do more stuff just talking about you, Bob? Well, I'm gonna do one just talking about me. I mean, yes, I'm gonna talk about the story, but this is gonna be about my experience with Spawn thus far. I don't know if I'll be picking up Spawn 301, that. But this, Spawn 300, was pretty good. Yeah. Like I told Mom, I understood it up till the very end, and it felt like they're turning Spawn into Venom, which may or may not be something they have done for the past year and a half. I don't know. Maybe they did it leading up to this, but anybody remember She-Venom? Yeah, one of my buddies had a She-Venom toy back in the day. I had Venom, he had She-Venom, which I used to think was the coolest thing. But now as an adult, I can appreciate how lame that is. But they had to do a She-Venom just to keep Venom relevant. They were like, what's Venom missing? And this is what they did with Spawn, too. Yeah, we've established there's a huge amount of Venoms, and all of a sudden he's from this alien planet and they're all coming down. We could make him we could give him boobs. That's a great idea. Let's just call it She-Venom. Yeah, that's exactly what they did with Spawn. And you know what else? Now with Venom, they're back down to one, and that's probably what's gonna happen. They're gonna introduce all these new characters, and then they're just gonna be back down to one. They brought back my favorite Spawn character, which was the evil guy in Image United, the book I lost, which I still want to show all of you. Jim Downing, he was badass. He was Spawn without the id. Is it id that's the active mind and ego that's not the anyway? He spawned without the reactive mind that Al Simmons has always had this thing that holds him together. But Jim Downing didn't have that. And the last Spawn issue I read personally, not including Image United, was the Spawn Obama issue. Yeah. Spawn Obama was pretty good. It showed that basically the time we're living in now, that there would be darkness. It wouldn't just be like, oh, happy, happy, happy all the time. There was this darkness looming over it, and Spawn was there to pick up the pieces. The reason I don't pick up Spawn real often, well, I'm a sucker for the big two. Always have been, always will be. I mean, I may have started with like a Marvel, DC, and Amalgam book, but still, I decided to go with the big two, not with Spawn, and most of the issues I pick up are pretty far apart. And just the fact that Todd's kept the story going this long, I know as a person who's working on his own story, is impressive. That he's not like he's not just went back and said, you know what, we're gonna make Jim Downing Spawn for the 30th time. Or he didn't have to beg Neil Gaiman for Angela back, or any of that. But yeah, I think that's impressive. Say what you will. Um, I had the original Spawn at a garage sale back in the day, but it got all tore up, and I don't even have it anymore. But I picked it up again, as you may recall, from Free Comic Book Day. The one day a year they give out free comic books. Well, if you don't include Halloween, but it's the big day each and every year that they give out free comic books. Um, there was an homage to that at the very beginning of this, where with the three reporters, and they were illustrating how the darkness has sort of approached the Earth for like thousands of years, but it's like a soup. It's finally bubbling over, and little kids have started going crazy, and killing whole family members. And I mean, you think it's like a person that's my age, you think it's this hill, hillbilly millennial couple, right? But it turns out to be a little girl. It's really cool. But that the whole point of that was to illustrate that the darkness is affecting everybody. I don't know what they call it in here. That's what I call it in my story. But yeah, um, that as he said at the end, something's coming. I understand that they just beat Cerberus. I found that out from online. That with this Spawn 301, he beats Cerberus as becoming the longest running independent comic ever. Which I'd like to say, good for you, Mr. McFarlane. Thumbs up. As one writer to another, congratulations, man. I love that independent cover. The little parody, homage, I guess you'd call it. Not a parody because they're not making fun of it. To Spawn, Spider-Man 300 with the black suit, which McFarlane also drew. It wasn't until later that I picked up some of McFarlane's Spider-Man work. Um, like I said, the one I started with was the Animalgam, but this was close behind. Spawn will always hold a special place in my heart because of the fact that I did have that number one. You know, um, it's kind of a relic left over from the '90s, a relic that the time gone by kind of, and this is in my view, kind of left it, and most people forgot about it by the time. But there's a lot of people like me that become interested again. Todd does stuff like this, like big issues, and puts them in Soul Calibur, and just awesome stuff. And then we hop back on board again. I did see the whole of the Spawn movie just recently with the caregiver before Matt, Brittany. Not directly before Matt, because, well, that would be either Gina or, anyway, I've had a lot of caregivers recently, but I watched the end with Brittany. I know that for a fact. And might I say, Brittany, if you're out there, you were awesome too. You you sat through Spawn with me, and you were willing to promise me that you'd go to Spawn number 2 if 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 you were still my caregiver. But yeah, she's not. Mom is. Um, but Spawn number 2. Somebody get a friend. You know, I definitely say if it's going to be as quality as this book, the movie is definitely worth going to see, regardless if it may or may not happen. Um, there was no reference to the Man of Miracles in this, which was like their version of Miracle Man. No, there was only one reference to Angela, but I'm not really surprised. Marvel owns her now. Um, I watched many videos on that about the legal issues going into this, and again, it's a miracle that this book didn't get closed down or stop at, like, I've seen it happen before, where at like 100 or even 200, where the writer has all planned out in their head, but not Todd. He powered right on through. He got it. Was able to do the cover he wanted. I mean, I respect that. I'll be honest with you. in conclusion, if I gave out ratings, I'd give it like a C, but let's just say thumbs up. Thumbs up, and hopefully I pick up the next one. And until next time, so until next time, Bob out.